they are beyond devastated. They lost their job, something that was their dream job, and they're really trying to pick the pieces up right now.
What other shocking allegations stood out to you in this lawsuit, and kind of break it all down?
Scheana, there's so much going on in this case, and I encourage everyone to read the complaint. But for me, the most shocking allegations relate to the sexual harassment. You're talking about sex shows and dildos and bananas and dildos and vaginas and bananas and vaginas. I mean, you have an employee, a male employee is naked. He's being whipped by a female performer who's also naked. You have, one of our clients, Ariana, who's forced to touch one of the nude dancers. So this is just completely inappropriate in any workplace. But, for Lizzo to essentially, compel her employees to participate in this type of activity, I mean, it's unlawful. And the reason sexual harassment laws exist, Christina, is to protect employees because there's such a disparity in power. So I can't be a creepy boss and, for instance, ask one of my employees on a date because you know what? That employee may be compelled to say yes. You can't say no to your boss because you're worried about getting fired.
Right. Yeah. And it seemed like a lot of these women feared that they would get fired because they wouldn't participate in other things. And what's also interesting about this, too, is that, Lizzo is all about body positivity, but it seems like some of these women may have been body shamed or fired if they actually gained too much weight to be on the show, to be, on the tour and things like that. So there, like you said, a lot of things going on in this lawsuit. So how do you feel Lizzo and her team, what do you feel like their reaction was? How do they respond to these allegations? What's kind of their next move?
So they haven't responded yet, but I fully expect them to deny the allegations like most defendants do. But you're right, Christina, Lizzo puts herself out there as, a symbol for, plus size women. But really, our clients are women of color who are plus size and actually participated in a reality show, two of them, to become Lizzo's dancers. So imagine, they're super excited. They view Lizzo as a role model, their way to break into the entertainment industry. Yet you have someone who is body shaming them, fat shaming them after one of our clients told her candidly and in confidence that, she has an eating disorder, that she has depression and anxiety because of it. And guess what? After she tells Lizzo that, she's fired 2 weeks later. So, these women are devastated. They thought, the Lizzo that you see on TV and the Lizzo that, is on when the cameras are rolling would be the same Lizzo and would treat them fairly. But unfortunately, it just wasn't the case.
Hey, you kind of mentioned that they're devastated. How are these women feeling now that their story is out there, that this lawsuit has been filed? How are they feeling?
They're feeling better because other employees, current and former women, have come forward saying, hey, this happened to me too. So, some of them want to remain anonymous, others are, willing to come forward and testify. But there's really strength in numbers. And, similar to the Me Too movement that, really addressed rich and powerful men, those aren't the only people that can harass or discriminate against young women, especially the young women of color who really were in a position where their boss was, discriminating against their medical condition, forcing their religious beliefs on them. There are racial issues and, of course, the sexual harassment. So I got to tell you, Christian, they are beyond devastated. They lost their job, something that was their dream job, and they're really trying to pick the pieces up right now.
Right. So what are the dancers looking for in all of this, and how do you think this case will be settled? Is this, obviously this is very detrimental to Lizzo's career as well. So how do you foresee this panning out?
We never know. Most cases do settle, but this is one I can easily see going to trial because sometimes, entertainers, whether it's just denial or narcissism, they're unwilling to accept that they maybe have done something wrong. So we'll see. Does Lizzo come out and deny all this and dig in her heels? Then we're going to litigate this case and we're going to go to trial. Or does she come out and issue some sort of apology for how her and her management acted towards these women? And then maybe, there's going to be a resolution possible. So really, the ball's in Lizzo's court now, and we'll see what she and her lawyers do, and that'll really determine whether this case gets litigated or tried.